Welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here as a recording of this Thursday, January 13th, 2021. I am in an area just on the outskirts of Yemassee, South Carolina, starting off the day here at the ruins of an old structure, a very fantastic structure, known as the Sheldon Church. Now I will be starting here and venturing my way 120, 130, 140, 150 or more miles. If I was to go, straight, it'd be probably 130 miles to Columbia, South Carolina, where I have procured a hotel for a few evenings, and I will use that as a central point to kind of explore in the middle of the state and go around for, a few hundred miles out and about every day, looping around to all the different directions and kind of exploring South Carolina. But I'm starting right here at this very historic and fantastic structure, as the sun is like right there in my eyes. Feels nice at about 55 degrees. I'm inviting you to join me on this excursion today as I traverse. I like that. I'm using that word a lot around South Carolina. Shall you? Preserved here with a fence around the front of it, just to make sure no one goes over there and damages or desecrates or steals or paints anything. There's an information placard on the road, and there's a little bit of traffic that goes by. It's kind of out here in the, I won't say the middle of nowhere, but it's out here. But a lot of people do stop by. It is a well-known historical place. At the moment, there's probably 3 or 4 other people walking around besides myself. It was burned back in the 1700s. Give a little more information when I show that plaque by the road. There's also some other stuff written up here on the side of the wall. I'll zoom in, see what that says. It says, "Friends who have come into the churchyard, please treat these sacred ruins and those that surround them respectfully, with reverence they deserve. Let us leave feeling old Sheldon is not worse, but better for our presence." Yeah, I really like that the sun is shining very prominently. Kind of warms things up a little bit, which is nice. Been very chilly the last few days. It's still a little chilly, but the sun helps considerably, and the wind's not too gusty, so that also helps. Now, some of these are dated back to 1850. This is Anne Bull Hayward, the wife of Daniel Hayward. Middle name of Bull, B-U-L-L. I don't know if I've ever met anyone with the middle name of Bull. It could have been a nickname. But on October 4th, 1851, was laid here at the age of 38. And there are a few others kind of scattered around the property, including right here in front of the fence line. And even more around the back here. Take a look at these. (1805). Wow, this one's dated 1805. So there's some over across the fence, but then there's others here. For example, this one, 1832. Look at this wrought iron fence. Wow. That was a long time ago. One thing for sure about this area, definitely has its own vibe as far as trees go. And with the moss kind of dangling from the limbs. Definitely that South Carolina feel. Not only a very tall building, but rather large windows too here on the side. And possibly a door frame, because you got the steps here in the middle. This would be around the side. But you could just see how tall those were. So if there were any sort of windows in there, that is very impressive, with the front being around this end. But yeah, just look at these limbs here. So cool. Little picnic area over here as well. And this would be the front of the former building, now ruins. This is a good starting point. We're hitting some of the back roads. It's a cool place. And this is very unique. There are some little concrete bricks in here stabilizing this tree. That's different. And there's a pump over here. Appears as if it works, because there's a little bit of water here on the ground. This pump, you take this. Yep, it works. I always gotta check the water. Now, the information placard is right over here against the road. Dates back 1751 to 57 is when it was utilized, and then it was burned. Oh, there we go. Bull's Plantation. Okay. That was her middle name. Okay, this is interesting. It was partially burned in 57 and rebuilt in 1825. However, reading around the other side here, in 1865, it was dismantled, which leaves what is seen here today. Just to give some bearings here, the tip of the pin on the map is about where I'm at and where I'm going to be going. Also, got myself a coffee over here, piping hot caffeinated beverage, as I like to say, as I refer to it. I always like to show kind of the general layout of the land of where I'm at. So I left this morning, was down in Hilton Head, checked out of my hotel, went up here, drove about an hour, starting point right here, and I'm going to be venturing up kind of in this area, no real rhyme or reason, and kind of want to stop in a couple places right here, and then just somewhere in this vicinity will be today. I don't really have a game plan, but starting here and making my way to Columbia, where I will be spending a few days, and then after I'm there, I will just use this as a central point and be going all around this area for the next few days following today. Gotta love the canopy of trees, making this little, like a tree tunnel of sorts going through here. Pretty dang cool. Like engulfing the road all around these parts. Oh, I'm noticing these horses over here. Look at this one on the far end, very beautiful spotted horse. Hello, horsies. Just doing a little grazing. Yeah, I like the spotted horse there. Very beautiful. And just off Lowcountry Highway, I believe that's the area around here in South Carolina, going from the shoreline over into the middle section, known as Lowcountry. This is Lowcountry High-Low in the corner of Shiloh Loop. And there's some antique farm equipment here in front of this former gas station. You see where the gas pumps used to be. It's also a residence. I believe someone lives around kind of the backside. So it's a former gas station turned into a residence. You can see the rocking chairs up there on the porch. Pretty nice. Oh, a bird just flew by. And when you're out here in these kind of middle of nowhere areas, might not want to go down a road titled this. Just saying. Just saying. Pulling into and through Ruffin now. Ruffin, South Carolina. Looks like there's a railroad station up here. Old railroad station in Ruffin, South Carolina. And some chickens. Hello, chickens. This old general store looking place. Oh, check this out. The old Ruffin post office, which is now a cafe. There's an open sign on the window, but doesn't appear to be anyone here. Yeah, the old Ruffin post office. It's now a little diner. This is Highway 112, just outside of the community I was just in. And a place that would make Leatherface feel right at home. This abandoned structure homestead. Not gonna go over there, but wow, this is a relic. This old farmhouse. The barn back in the backyard. Look what your brother did to the door! Obviously, I'm not in the state of Texas, this is South Carolina, but give me those vibes. And the road that runs parallel to this, not too busy. One vehicle went by a moment ago, but I've been standing here for a few minutes admiring this, and no traffic. Notice how the vines kind of stretch up the side. It is so quiet out here. So almost too quiet. I was incorrect in the highway number. It's Highway 212. I think I misspoke on that house was on. Highway 212, just outside Ruffin. All right, continuing on. Next up is the town of Williams, South Carolina. And here's an old country store called B&J Woodworking Old Country Store here at 1732 Post Office, right up here on this little street corner. Very tiny town, but you'll notice most communities, almost all of them, will have a fire department and a post office. And this one does as well. Zip code 29493 according to that sign. Poking out of the trees there is the water tower. And some street signs just to give the coordinates. And the railroad runs through here as well. And a grown over with a lot of vines. The old depot here too. Also in Williams. A lot of this type of stuff out here. Not in use anymore, obviously. And some active farm equipment back there. Probably a resident back down that road. But right here along the thoroughfare, got stuff like this. All decayed and falling apart. The remnants of the past. This farmland here, whatever crop there was, seems to be dried up. Definitely does not look like a healthy crop there. And way off in the distance are hundreds of round bales, you know, for cows and horses, way off in the distance. Passing through Sycamore now, and next to this garden just happens to be a lot of aluminum cans. Someone has collected a heck of a lot of aluminum cans that they're probably going to recycle. A lot of these small areas will, you know, pay you a certain amount per pound to recycle. They got quite a few dollars in aluminum cans there. Over to Fairfax now, looking at the water tower. only 2,000 or so residents here in Fairfax. Have the store right on the corner of Hampton Avenue and 6th Street. But look at this relic across the way from that store. This payphone still exists. However, looks like it's been gnawed at by something, some human or animal. Should test the dial tone, huh? I'm gonna wager there's probably not a dial tone. Hello? No dial tone. So it is not working. However, pretty dang awesome that this is still here. Only the second time probably in the last month or so, even in these small towns, that I've seen a payphone that has the shell around it. Sometimes you'll just see the shell, but not the actual payphone unit. So that's pretty neat, even though no dial tone. Still pretty fantastic next to Rufus's car care. Rufus Ferguson has a car care center. I like the architecture of this, the style. And look at the antenna up top there. There's a TV antenna. I like that as well. Got a payphone and the old-timey antenna on the roof. I like that. Tire disposal, $10 each. So all these tires, customers that came through and dropped their tires off, they got $10 each. See what else I can find. Oh, look at this. Still has the phone emblem up here as well, letting anyone that's driving down the road or walking by to know that there is a phone. Look at that. Also in town at Wally's Collectibles. Got a little Enjoy Coca-Cola sign up there. Some other items here in the front yard of this store. Doesn't appear to be open today at the moment. It says here that they pay cash for old signs here at Wally's Collectibles. In fact, up on the top there is a vintage rusted out 7-Up, RC Cola, and ooh, who's this? Over there on the porch, wearing a jacket. Got a fox of some sort. There's a Pepsi sign there, another one up top, Pepsi. Yeah, a lot of good stuff through here. Look at this. Say Pepsi, please. And even a Coca-Cola cooler down here, a couple of them that you'd see in the old-timey stores. And then up top, Gulf, American, and Esso. They buy, sell, and trade through here, and also, you know, pay cash for these old signs. So if you're in the area and you have an old sign you want to sell, just got to figure out when they're open. They're not open today. Yeah, this is good stuff. You know, obviously I love the old vintage Americana metal signs. This place has got a lot of them, and gas pumps. It's almost like I could own this place. You know, it's the kind of place I would have if I had a store and I lived in a small town. I like it. Wally's Collectibles. All right, moving on. This motel, Fairfax Motel on the outskirts of town, still has satellite dishes. Yeah, I remember those days. Stay in a motel that have satellite dishes. Traveling along Highway 321 now, northbound on 321. Gonna go through a couple tiny communities on 321. For example, Ulmer, U-L-M-E-R, 1891 established. And I looked it up, only a population of under 40 residents. Look at this beauty. Wow. You don't see many of the old school ones that look like this. Check that out. Ulmer Fire Department. Printed on the side there with the stickers from back in the day. Yeah, this is an antique, to say the least. This old Ford fire truck. Even has the words tanker on the side. Tanker number 1. I'm gonna wager and say there's probably not more than one tanker. Well, they probably have a newer one, but back in those days, they probably only had the one tanker. Town Hall right over here, adjacent to the volunteer fire department. See the Ulmer sign there, and also the Town Hall sign down there behind that air conditioner unit. This is around the backside, not the backside of water, but the backside of the Ulmer Town Hall. I always like pointing out water towers too. It does have a post office there on the far end. This place here that says Sister's Diner printed on the side. Inside the windows there's some gym equipment in there. I don't believe it's a diner anymore. Someone has their workout equipment stored in there. This gas station here has some very unique windows. Those are pretty cool looking windows there. The way you can always tell if it's a former gas station or where the pumps used to be, right there. And this is all blocked off, can't pull up in that parking lot. But the sign states Interstate was the name of this, possibly a truck stop, perhaps. But you can see right up here, it says Interstate. It's not on an interstate. It's just on this little highway. Giving a little wave from my shadow. Well, I'm waving, but my shadow's also waving. This is a amazing sign. Right up here, as these trucks go down the road. Look at this beauty. This arrow right here, pointing to a restaurant of some sort. This rusted out metal arrow on a heavy duty metal sign, you know, holder, stanchion, if you will. Yeah, that is good. All right, if I was a betting man on the other side, might be able to tell what this says. And that is why I am not a betting man, because you cannot tell what it says. I thought maybe the sign would be readable on this side, which it's not. So it's just a guessing game. Could have been something there stating as well. Restaurant perhaps of some sort. Yeah, this is good. Building, you know, interesting architecture of the building, but really that arrow on the sign there, that's what drew me in. The arrow worked. The arrow did its job. Yeah, a couple trucks were going by, but now nothing. Just solitude out here. And old tires. I do like the way the side of the building here is. You know, like I said, the architecture of it, the stylization of the slanted windows. And of course the bars here on the side as well. And it adds to the ambiance having all the vines up there dangling as well. Pretty cool. Arrived at the water tower in Olar, And the store over here on the corner is open. It's a gentleman with his dog. Looks like he just got some lottery tickets, scratching them off. This is the main thoroughfare, the busy intersection in Olar. And across the way is something very, very interesting. I'll show a little closer up. Walk over there. If you are in need of assistance, like a truck going by here. I believe the post office is over there. The Olar post office. But take a look at this. Not a substation. You'll see substations that are this size. No, this is the real department. Right here. Well, it could have been maybe former department, because the only one on duty is right here behind this desk, and it's just a mannequin. And appears to be one of the old vehicles. I just kicked a rock. Yeah, here on display inside this building, right over here, take a look. Behind this glass facade, an old antique roadster. Kind of tough to see with the glare. An old Ford. I just saw something that got me really excited. Oh yes. Take a look at this. On the side of the brick, not graffitied over, not tagged up, in decent condition and still readable yet faded, my favorites when I am looking for these items across any sort of small communities. This is glorious. Yes. Can you see it? Can you see the Coca-Cola emblem in the side, etched in the side? I can. I can see it. That is very, very faded, very old-timey. Maybe one of the best I've ever seen as far as faded out but still visible. Wow, yeah, yes. And not just on the side. Okay, I'm getting really excited. This is, it needs to be like a scale system on something that hasn't been retouched up but still exists, but it has not been desecrated in the form of vandalism. This would be upper echelon right here. I don't have a grading system. Someone might. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. And then up here, you can faintly make out the words as well, Coca-Cola, right there. That's a good sign. Look at that. Even the lamp up there. Oh yeah, even still has the lamp light. Oh man. Okay, this town is good. This is known as this is Creech's Variety Store. Creech's Variety Store. C-R-E-E-C-H-S, or C-R-E-E-C-H. And then the plural, Creech's, or not the plural, but the, whatever that word would be, symbolizing that Creech owned it. Oh man. Yeah, like I said, like I always say, it's the little things that get me excited. And you can tell these are the original wooden doors right down here too. Original wooden doors. That's inside Creech's. Yeah, look at that. Wow, you gotta be careful of the glass though. Evidently, this building is for sale. Right over here on the side of the window. There is not a price tag, but it does say the price has been reduced. So whatever the price was, it's lower than originally what the original thought would be. Another fuel station right here, a mechanic shop. Got the mechanisms out front to lift the car up. Chris's car care, Chris's auto care. And post office. next to, ooh, is this the jail? I had no way of knowing, but that's what it reminds me of. And the post office right here. Little tiny post office. Zip code 29843. And just on the outskirts of Olar, the town, O-L-A-R, are some classic car alerts. Well, classic cars alert, including this one, which has a for sale sign in the window. Can't make out a phone number, but there is a for sale sign. Not really drivable, but pretty cool looking. Oh yeah. I'm gonna say hello to these cows right here. How's it going, cows? Doing good, cows? Just sitting around watching the logging trucks go by? A lot of logging trucks go through here, huh? That was a logging truck, cows. All right, enjoy the day. I'm gonna keep continuing on. Yep, heading to Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina. If you were don't much confuse you there. This is downtown Denmark, next to Helen's Florist. The Dane Cultural Center looks to be the old theater down through here. And if you look over there at that intersection, on the side of that wall, another ice cold in bottles 5-cent mural. The old Reliable. Obviously it's been retouched, but still pretty dang cool. All right, I had to turn around, show these. It looks like these are some of Bernard Coffindafer's crosses from the mid-80s. Yep, he was a preacher named Bernard Coffindafer. They can be found in random places across the country, but mostly in the South. There are still quite a few, still left to this day, made of wood, and always the 3 crosses. But he's the one responsible for putting them all over. And you'll see them in other areas, obviously, but the ones that are made of wood with the gold one in the middle, those are usually Bernard Coffindafer's crosses. And here's some right here in South Carolina. All these years later. From the mid-80s till now, they still exist. Got the Colony Paints logo over there. That's a throwback from the past. This is downtown Blackville. Mural here on the side. The train tracks. Yeah, here we go. It's like a cart that operates on the train tracks. As these trucks go by, you see the vehicle's painted here, but then the tracks has that cart on it. This gentleman on the front. And across the way, the grocery store is called Ken's Galaxy. The Galaxy Grocery Store. Right over there, Ken's Galaxy is the name of the store. With the fire department here. And it was erected in honor of Solomon Blatt Sr., born in 1895. A courageous gentleman and statesman who loves Blackville and all its citizens. This marker is on the site where Mr. Blatt's father ran a mercantile business for nearly 50 years. Right here in the little downtown area, across from those murals. Right here off the side of Highway 3 is a general store. And in front of that general store is this signage. God's Acres Healing Springs. By tradition, the Healing Springs got its name back in 1781. And the springs are still there. I'm gonna go over to the springs. Ownership of the springs passed from the tribes who revered them. It's an Indian trader, Nathaniel Walker, who bought them with corn. The site passed through several hands and was acquired by L.P. Boylston back in July of 1944. The waters by analysis are exceptionally pure and contain healthy minerals. People today, as in the past, believe they truly are healing springs. I'm gonna go get myself some water from the Healing Springs. Wow, there is quite a congregation of vehicles and people down here at the springs. Like a half a dozen cars and trucks, everyone loading up on that healthy water. The healing water of the springs. Very interesting. It just comes right out of the ground like that. It just comes right out of the ground like that, huh? Yeah, I'm from out of town. I've never seen anything like that.
Never stop moving.
That's pretty cool. 24/7. Yeah, I don't have a gallon, but I have this. How's it taste? You tasted it before?
Yeah, I've been coming here since I was a kid. You from out of state?
Yeah, I'm from down in Florida. Alright, I got the healing water. And the rest of it just kind of bubbles over into this brook. A little cross over there too. This is pretty cool. Give it a try. Cheers. It's pretty good. That's going to do it for today from South Carolina. I will still be in the state for a considerable amount of time. Be staying up in the Columbia area, venturing around to other areas for the next 3 days at least. And then after that, not just specifically in that town, but on the outskirts. I'll be driving quite a bit of ways around, doing lots of wonderful things, and then after that probably head back over to the coast still in South Carolina. So I'm covering a lot of South Carolina over the tenure of the next week and a half, let's just say. You know, no real game plan, but that's basically kind of sort of game plan. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is okay, chicken. You're doing it, and I want to know why. Why are you crossing the road? Why, chicken? Chicken, why? Everyone wants to know, not just me. The age-old question. Chicken, why? Why, chicken? Or are you a rooster? Nonetheless, you just crossed the road, and for that, I am very thankful. Oh, another chicken. Might know the answer. You got another chicken's gonna cross the road. Why did the chickens, plural, I just saw a chicken cross the road. That is amazing. Also should point out, this is this evening's sunset. South Carolina sunset. Not bad. Not bad at all. The sky is aglow.